All right, we are ready. So, starting off, if you can, just sit on a little blanket or pillow or something so you're elevated a tiny bit. And we'll start with our nice cross leg position if that's comfortable for you. If not, you can stretch your legs straight out, whatever feels good for the body. So, how we structure this class is we do 1 Om. Then I recite our invocation for the class, and you can just recite it after me, or you can repeat it out loud or to yourself. And then we'll do a little breath work, and then we'll get into the poses. And I'll talk less and less as we go through the class. So, just taking a few moments to get grounded, letting go of your day. Feeling just this beautiful presence here in the space we've created. You have a lot of stuff on your mind today, and you feel like the monkey mind is going all over the place. Let's draw the energy down from the crown of the head, down the spine, and see if we can take those sit bones, feel a little bit more connected to the earth. So, noticing if the breath is more of a chest breath, let's bring that breath down into a lower diaphragmatic breath. And even if you can, let's work on a longer exhalation. Please join me in chanting the sound of Om. Let's take a deep breath in together. And setting our intention, just repeat after me. May I be free from fear and harm. May I be content as I am. May I be at peace with whatever comes. And staying comfortable and noticing your breath. We've been toggling back and forth in some classes doing an alternate nostril breath, and in some classes doing a breath called the B breath, B-E-E. So today, since you're asking for a little bit of calming, maybe calming in the mind and relaxing in the body, the B breath is really good for that. You don't have to do any hand movement, but if you want, I'll show it to you. And it's just a humming. So simple, right? So we just close our mouth and it just sounds like a hum. Let me pause and then we begin again. So if you wanted to do the hand movement that goes with it, just taking my hands and I'm really just placing them like on the forehead, right above the eyes. Now, sometimes if you don't have glasses, you can place it like right over the eyes, the fingers over the eyes if you want. And then the thumbs point and tuck in right at that little cartilage point in your ear. So there's that little piece in your cartilage point there, and you just gently press the thumbs there. So it's not a hard press, it's just a gentle press. Believe it or not, that stimulates our nervous system and relaxes the mind and body. So let's continue for a few moments. Whenever you're ready. And releasing the hands. Taking a nice deep breath in. Take a moment, hold the breath if you can. And exhaling, nice and long, relax. Shoulders relax, face relax. Just take a few moments here. As we begin our first movement, I'm going to stay seated on my blanket. I'm just going to bring my feet in Baddha Konasana, also called butterfly pose. You can place blocks underneath your knees if you want a little bit more support. I'm going to place the block here because I'm going to eventually put my head on the block. But if you can't quite get that far, you can do a bolster or a pillow. And the feet are a little farther away from the body than you're used to because we're going to really start to open up through the outer hips. So let's just take a moment, feel the posture, close our eyes, tuck the chin in towards the chest slightly. On your next exhale, let's just fold forward. You can walk the hands out in front, on your sides, wherever they feel good for you today. So I like to recommend that when you do, especially these forward folds at the beginning of practice, that we let our forehead come down so it's touching something. And that allows our neck to release. So take this next few breaths. The head be comfortable. Breathing into the discomfort in our hips, inner groin, low back, wherever it is today. And knowing that discomfort is just fine in our yin practice. If you feel any pain, you want to come out, readjust, and try it again. Good. So now that you've found the pose, let's make the pose still. Really just settling in, letting the breath be nice and even and comfortable. And just feeling the gentle pull of gravity together. And this last minute, checking with your breath. Beautiful. On the next inhale, slowly allow yourself to rise up. And we'll take those legs out in front of us, just mindfully stretch them out. Maybe take a moment, rotate the ankles, release any challenges in your hips. All right, so our first twist today will be a little shorter. We'll take that right foot and just draw it in. So our foot is somewhere between our thigh and our knee. If that's not comfortable, it can be down closer towards the ankle. So remember, we're twisting from the waist first. So taking a deep breath in, let's slowly twist to the right. And then take that right hand behind us, press it into the earth. If you need to press your hand onto a block to stay stable, that's okay too. Let's take another deep breath in, get a little bit taller in our spine, relax the shoulders. And we're going to let that chin come down towards the chest so it's tracking right over the breast. Good. So I want you to feel that energy in the lower belly, probably right around the sacrum in the back. And just breathe into that space. Softening and relaxing our shoulders. Another inhale, we'll lift our head first. Slowly releasing the arm behind you, come back to the center. Nice. Okay, let's try the other side, shall we? All right, taking a deep breath in, let's twist to our left. Left hand behind, Kind of anchor yourself back there. A long exhalation, twisting at the waist. Beautiful. And this time you just feel out your own neck and head. Where does it kind of feel good just to rest? It doesn't have to work the neck. You can just keep the twist right in the waist and lower abdominals. And see if you can find the deepest breath you've had all day. Twists are most effective when the breath is deep and we find ourselves releasing maybe stuck energy here in the body. And slowly unwinding. Beautiful. I don't have my strap down here today, but I will show it to you without a strap, and you can add the strap if you have one. So I'm coming off my blanket and I'm going to use a block underneath me today because most of you probably need a block. Some of you don't need it at all. So, and I'm also going to show it to you from the back and the side. So apologize about that. But I'm going to sit on that block. So we're sitting in hero pose, right? So our feet are kind of, they want to be kind of tucked right underneath. Now, if you can't do this, Valerie or anybody else, legs straight out in front of you is perfectly fine, okay? So let's take just a moment here. If you can, sit here. And remember, you can lift the block as high as you want. And this is just a different seated position, but truthfully, you don't have to do it this way. So I'm going to show it to you from the back so you can see. And if you need to go ahead and use your strap, you can. So let's start with left side. That's my easiest, okay? So left arm comes up and walks down the back. My right hand comes up to meet it. So this is where the strap comes in. If you can't quite reach the hands together, the strap or piece of clothing or your blanket can bring the two hands together. Otherwise, you're interlacing those fingers, creating some strength there. Now notice how I brought my elbow up towards my ear, my forearm close to my ear. If that's possible, do that as well. It's not a long pose, so no worries, but it's good for the shoulders. So take a few moments here and notice there's two things I want you to remember about that pose as you breathe. One, pull the belly in, okay, so the belly is not soft. And then the second thing is to take the breath all the way up into the chest. So we keep expanding that chest, okay? Let's just take a nice long breath. Unwind those arms. It may feel good to kind of just shake them out for a moment, maybe even the fingers. And so we have to do the other side. And so when you're ready, other side, inhaling, right arm up, down the back if you can. Left hand comes up to meet it. Use any props that's necessary for you today. Good, drawing the belly in. Beautiful chest lifts. Beautiful long chest breath. Be gentle with yourself. One side is always more challenging than the other. Let's be grateful this last minute of the pose that this is not a 6-minute pose, right? So take another couple of breaths into this last few moments. Good. Let's slowly unwind. I'm going to shake it out, and I'm also going to roll the shoulders a little bit just to let that go. Beautiful. All right, I'm gonna do one more seated pose here before we come onto our back. So I'm gonna sit back on my blanket to give myself a little bit of a lift. Just extend those legs out in front of you. So if you know you're tight in your hamstrings, you might want to put a blanket or a block underneath your knees to lessen the intensity of the pose. So let's draw that belly in, tucking the chin in towards my chest, and just allowing this beautiful release of gravity coming forward. Now, if forward bends are a little challenging for your low back, let's keep the knees bent with some support underneath the knees. But if you're okay coming down pretty far, maybe your head rests on your knees or on a blanket or a block. And remember, this is a pose for the entire back of the body. So if you're a visual person, let's visualize the energy from the bottom of your feet up the back of the leg, up the back of the buttocks, up the back of the spine, out the crown of the head. Good. And just like a returning circle back to the feet. And just visualize that beautiful energy if you're inclined. Feel it, notice it. Good. Find your spot and let's just relax and be still together. And your exhale, slowly begin to rise up. As you may have noticed, we started doing some longer postures. So bend our knees. I'm going to take this pose onto our back and make it a supported bridge. So, excuse me. If you don't want to use the block, you can use a bolster, which would be much more comfortable on your back. So I'm going to use a block, and then I'm going to place the blanket on top of the block so that it just makes it a little bit more cushy for my back. So my butt and my low back is going to come onto that block or bolster if you prefer. And we'll come down into a supported bridge. So I'm just going to start here with my knees bent. You can bring your knees together if you want to. You can open the legs a little wider or bring them closer. And if you're comfortable here, just let the arms be at your sides, palms up. If for you want a little bit more shoulder work, we'll do a cactus arms, right? We can do that as well if those of you who want a little bit of shoulder work. So I want you to take this beautiful breath into this lower abdominal area and just feel the expansion and the contraction of the breath during this pose. Okay? Supported bridge. And our beautiful bodies feel the benefit of this back bend today. Inhale together and relax. Those of you who want a little more for the last minute of this pose, you can stretch your legs straight and bring the arms over the head. Just remember that will create a deeper back bend. So only do it if you feel comfortable. Otherwise, stay where you are. All right, let's bring those feet back to the mat. Be really mindful as you remove that prop from underneath you so that your back can just come gently to the mat and you can draw those knees in towards the chest. Give yourself just a moment to maybe rock a little bit from side to side. So we'll do our pigeon pose from here. It's kind of like a modified pigeon or pigeon with some, if for people who have some challenges with their knees or hips. So we'll start with the right foot. Just place that right foot on top of that left thigh. Good, as best you can, right? So we're going to draw that left leg towards us. So I'm going to take the hands between the legs and draw that left leg towards us. So my hand is behind the knee. For those of you that this pose is really easy, the hand can be on top. Hands can be on top of that left knee as you draw it in. It's up to you, whatever feels comfortable, right? So as we draw that left knee towards us, we're going to feel the stretch in the right butt cheek there. So adjust your body so your back feels comfortable. And the main part of the stretch is right in that right side. Great. Okay, let's take some breath here. Try to relax our back, neck, shoulders. And as you release this side, let's just stretch those legs up towards the ceiling. Rotate some ankles. Make sure everything feels pretty good. All right, when you're ready, we'll go to the other side. So left foot comes onto that right thigh. Beautiful. Go ahead and draw that right leg towards you, however it feels comfortable. You can always use a strap or anything to help you, because you want to try to keep the shoulders relaxed, neck and head relaxed as well. Good. Make some adjustments so that energy is in that left butt cheek today. Good. And let's just settle in here. Deep breaths. All right, let's unwind this side. Just going to stretch the legs up for a moment. Release those ankles. All right, so we'll just do one nice twist on each side before Shavasana today. So I'm going to take my feet down to the mat.
And I'm going to take my feet as wide as the mat. And I'm just going to drop the knees to the right. So adjust so that you can feel the stretch in this whole left side of the body. So from the quadricep up through the hip. And some of you who are really loose and comfortable in this pose may even take this right foot and place it on top of that left thigh so that you can really kind of get that little weight to stretch that whole left side. I'm going to add the arm here too. So I'm going to take that left arm and stretch it up alongside my ear. So I'm really getting a stretch from the whole quadricep all the way up through underneath my armpit, all the way through my fingertips on this left side. And just relax your head and neck. Take some really comfortable deep breaths into this left side. Now this is, of course, kidney and lungs. So if you can feel that left kidney behind the left lung. But also really good for lymphatic system. So let's just breathe together and stretch this whole left side of the body. We'll slowly unwind from this side. Plant your feet back on the mat, as wide as the mat. Then when you're ready, you'll just let your knees drop to the left. Nice. Make any adjustments that you need to. Maybe the left foot comes onto the thigh. As we begin to feel this right side stretch, if you'd like to take that right arm up alongside the ear, really getting that maximum benefit of the Right side stretch, please do. Let's take a nice long breath as we unwind this side. Maybe taking just a moment before Shavasana to draw those knees in towards the chest. Make sure your low back feels comfortable. Now, I have been suggesting that we use the blanket for Shavasana during this winter time. Well, we're not even in winter yet, but almost. And doing a little cocoon with our blanket. So tucking the feet underneath the blanket and bringing the blanket up even over the head for those of you who wish to. And even tucking our arms underneath. And allowing our body to be just kind of cocooned into this space of comfort, this little zone here. So take the time, find that comfortable spot that works for you. And always at the beginning of Shavasana, take just some really comfortable breaths and be mindful with the breath.
Notice how the body is feeling for you today. Does it still need some releasing? Is it feeling pretty strong and solid? If you find a place in your body that is still feeling some tension, just acknowledge it and maybe say kindly to that space, I do not need to hold you in my body today. I do not need to hold you in this body today. If this space feels comfortable and right to you, please stay here. If you would like to join us in the final moments, draw our knees in towards our chest and roll to our side. The reading today is called The Moment. Sitting and breathing brings us into the miraculous experience of our own embodied present moment. Over time and with practice, we find the intimacy with the body and the breath exceeds the most sublime experiences of art or music. In fact, we come to understand that all art, all mastery, all acts of transcendence flow from and are expressions of our own inner space, the body, the breath, the mind, and the heart. As we take in the depth of our inner space, we are brought into intimate contact with the larger space, the moment. There is an understanding that changes us gradually and forever. The space within us and the space around us are the same. We are the wave and the ocean, and everything else is too. Please gently rise if you'd like and come to a seated place and join me. We began class with our hands to our heart. As we honor our practice today and honor just showing up on our mats, let us chant a final Om together. Deep breath in. Namaste.